Hey, hold up. Slow down, Iron Man. Why are you zooming through the city?
Yeah, that's right. We're doing Tetsuo the Iron Man, 1989, directed by Shinya Tsukamoto. Now, this is a good movie to do because our last movie was Ernest Goes to Jail. And in Ernest Goes to Jail, what happens? He gets a bunch of metal stuck to his
Mm.
body. And now we're doing Tetsuo. And Ryan's back. Ryan, you've been out.
Yeah, I finally got out of jail. While they were doing Ernest Goes to Jail, I was in jail. And ironically enough, one of the guests was in jail at one point in their life doing Ernest Goes to Jail. And now we're doing Tetsuya because I feel very Iron Man right now. I feel like the rust guy, like you said.
Yeah, you're rusty.
I'm ready to slide in.
I'm just crusty. I'm looking for my lighter. It's so unprofessional. One sec. Am I smoking a little crack? Need it to get the show. Need it to get the creative juices going. Need my lighter.
Crack will work. So I have seen this movie before. I forget about the. I've got some questions. So I don't know if you wanna go through the thing and then I'll ask the questions as we go. But I've seen it before and I have the same questions.
Just save your question for 1 minute. I'm just gonna say, like, this is a
Right.
cool movie.
Agreed.
This is there's not a lot of cult movies that are this good, that deliver the goods. This, Eraserhead, these are like very similar movies in that they're young filmmakers, their first movies, and they just put everything into them. They put, their heart, their soul, everything. They're making these movies for literally like no money. Like, they are broke making
No
these
money
movies.
and nobody but themselves.
And they're weird movies. And these movies, you can have a midnight screening, it'll blow the audience away. People 30 years later, 34 years later will still love it. They're unique. They're black and white. They're grainy. They're not exactly horror movies. They're not exactly
Psychologically,
exploitation
maybe.
movies.
Right.
Right. They're kind of artsy, They're not complete garbage. And then this is a good movie. This is a good first movie. This is what if you want to be unique and visual and cool and blow people away, this is a good kind of first movie.
Very
It also,
David Lynch, like you said.
yes. And the other thing is, like, it's like, yeah, I'm a director. I do crazy movies. I make weird movies, and the movies are weird. It's not like, after I make Tetsuo the Iron Man, I hope to get a job directing,
Right.
Downton Abbey. Like, I hope.
I guess I'll make Tatsuyo the Woodman. That's gonna be my next movie.
I just want to do something different. I want to do the musical sequel to Mean Girls. I just want to try something totally different.
Same cast as Mean Girls. It's just musical.
Well, there is a musical remake of Mean Girls
Oh my
coming
God.
out
That's like what they're doing with the Joker.
Well, it's a rebootquel. It's like a sequel slash reboot slash remake.
Oh, okay.
Tina Fey's in it. Some of the other characters are in it.
Not sold.
I bet Lindsay Lohan makes a cameo. I wouldn't be surprised. And I bet she says something like, "Hey,
what is this, a Parent Trap?"
It'd be cool if she's mean. It'd be cool.
She is mean in Mean Girls.
It'd be cool if she just drunk drove and just crashed her car and died in the movie.
And the sequel is called The Meanest Girl.
You don't want to end up like her.
The Meanest Girl with a DUI. Mean Girls 2. Part 2. Yeah. Mean Girls Part 2. All right, so this movie, there's a lot to unravel.
Okay, so the basic premise is this. it's kind of like loose. Like there's things I didn't even realize watching. I've seen this movie a bunch. There's things I didn't even realize. So basically, there's a guy in the beginning. He's running around a junkyard, and his character is called the Metal Fetishist. He's played by Shinya Tsukamoto. He puts a metal rod into his leg, and then there are pictures of
into his thigh. A
his
very
thigh.
specific, so is it a cyberpunk world? Here's one of my questions. Is this world already semi-cyberpunk, or did this movie create that?
Everything else looks normal.
Yeah. So he just stuck it into his body and it somehow still gave him powers.
That's the thing. That's why it has impact, is because the rest of the world is like a suburban Tokyo
So, but there's a
place.
contagion going around. Some weird cyber
Yes.
virus going around.
Right. And this is the thing. The director said he was very inspired by the movie Videodrome. And in the movie Videodrome, and in all David Cronenberg movies, there is a virus, quote unquote, that is spreading. And the virus is like a new way of living. It's like the way people I talked about this in Crash, and the Crash episode. So if you like David Cronenberg, I break it all down. But yeah, it's like, it's just the things that are happening are, I feel like he's making choices, the director, on how to give the scenes the most impact based on his budget, based on his lack of resources, right, based on what he can pull off. And that's like ultimately why the movie works, is because you can tell he has no money. You can tell the suit is like, some of it's metal, some of it's paper and plastic, and it's spray
rubber,
painted,
some sort of latex. Yeah.
Yeah. And it's like, he's making it awesome, just coming up with ideas and just doing things. So it very quickly goes off the rails. I mean, it feels weird. Like it kind of has like a Texas Chainsaw Massacre thing going on, where it's so loose, it's so scratchy, it's so shaky, it's so deranged. You think like, is he untalented? Is this on purpose? Is this person just enthusiastic?
I thought it's go on. Sorry.
I mean, obviously Texas Chainsaw Massacre and this movie are awesome. So but you know what I mean? Where it's like, you're kind of watching it like, I mean, very quickly you realize like, this is all intentional, but so many quick cuts. Yes, it's very fast paced, which is awesome. And then I watched some of his short films that he made before this, and they're not as weird. They're not as handheld. They're not as scratchy. They're more like cheap, low budget, goofy cult movies. They're more jokey. There's more like dialogue. There's more characters. There's scenes of like punks, and they're like the bullies, and they're beating up the nerd, and the nerd has a girlfriend. You know what I mean? They're like much more routine, like almost like trauma movies. Like, yeah, here comes the nerd, and then he likes the girl, and then the three cool punk dudes beat him up. And then there's none of that. There's none of that shit in Tetsuo the Iron Man. Tetsuo the Iron Man just feels like it's so unspecific that it's so vague that it kind of is specific, and then it kind of, you fill it in.
So it's so unspecific, but it is only specifically about like 5 different people in like such they don't really show the world. They just show like, it's so slice of life with all these 5 people, and they show it inside it, like they make this tiny little world.
Where's the police?
So large.
Where's the news? Where's
anything? Where's anything? Like,
where's the amateur video?
Because it's like a true origin story of like a monster, of a Frankenstein. Nobody talks about it until it takes like it's happening low key.
It's also like a nightmare.
It's also
It's like
the
a night.
beginning of a nightmare, the beginning of an infection. So all the zombie stories start when it's like the thousandth person to turn into a zombie, but no, you rarely see the first zombie, first two. Because when he's on the subway and gets attacked by that lady,
Mm-hmm.
opening scene, that's like a zombie scene.
It happens very quickly. The
And that,
metal
oh my
fetish,
God,
the metal fetishist guy's running. He puts the rod in his leg. There's maggots. He freaks out. He runs, gets hit by a car, maybe dies. And then it's like a guy wakes up and he's like, he's a nerd. Okay, so here's your nerd.
mhm.
Almost
Business nerd
all of his movies are about white collar Japanese nerds. Almost all of them. Anyway,
becoming uncontrollable monsters.
yes. And then he goes to the subway to go to work. And then a woman next to him is like scratching her arm and she looks weird. And she has like a nasty metal fist.
No, no, she does. She's just chilling there and she looks down and she sees the little rusty guy in a tiny little shrimp of a egg of metal and then she touches it. And then he attaches to her. Like
Yes,
he
yes, yes.
attaches to her. So it's like, did the rusty metal guy start off as a little tiny shrimp man? As he's a manifestation of the virus or what? It doesn't make
Did
any
he
sense.
hop into other people and take control of their bodies?
Yeah, but then he couldn't control Tetsuo. So he became just like I think it just seems very STD awareness
That's a
type.
big part of Cronenberg. That's a big part of
Okay.
Videodrome.
Yeah,
That's
it
a big
seems
thing.
very AIDSy.
Crash, The Fly. His
Yes.
movies, it's like,
It seemed there's a lot of fly influence. Or I
and
mean,
then
different.
yeah, The Fly. I mean, he's transforming like The Fly. Like Cronenberg does this thing also in his movies where the characters aren't victims. They aren't. It's not a slasher movie. They're not dying one by one. They're all just changing and becoming something new.
Yeah.
It's not like, oh, we have to stop it at the end. We're gonna, kill the bad guy, save the world.
I mean, the fly is like that though. He is becoming it's Frankenstein. It's the same story that they've been talking about forever.
Sure, The Fly is a little more conventional. Dead Zone's a little more conventional, but The Brood, Rabid, Shivers, Videodrome, Crash, Naked Lunch, Existence, they're just those are his more those are
Yeah.
like smaller. But yeah, you're right. The Fly is a little more mainstream. The next movie this director made actually is slightly mainstream. It's called Hiruku the Goblin, and it's like a horror movie that takes place at a school that's on top of a cave filled with demons, and all the demons are people's heads.
Why would you build a school there?
Yeah, and then they have like
Why would-
eight legs sticking out of their heads. So they're like
Okay.
spiders that run around. And then when you see like far away, it's like a puppet, and then up close, it'll be a guy's head wearing like an
Right.
interesting collar, like a fake collar, and his body's out of sight. So that movie's a little more conventional. It's bigger budget. It's weird. I mean, obviously it's weird, but it's more like Evil Dead 2, goofy kind of comedy. It's more
A
like
little
Reanimator.
cheekier.
Yeah. So he actually, it's like he knows what he's doing. He's not struggling. I mean, maybe he is. He said it was a nightmare to make this movie because it
It seems
basically
like it. There's so much stop motion
there's tons of stop motion,
or
and it's
frame
like
breaks or whatever you call it.
it's him and his friends, and these are they're doing this for no money. They're doing
Yeah, and they
this.
put hours in. There's no way they didn't put hours into this movie. Like
There's
years into this movie. Like the all the edit, it's beautiful and it worked out. Like I'm glad they did.
but
But
there's
it's
like
like
shots in this movie where it'll be 10 seconds long. It's
if
like a
that, yeah.
bicycle melting in stop motion. And
that would probably take 10 weeks to film.
no, it'd take a day. It's crude, but it's
right, but
you're
yeah.
there's shots where I go, that's a day, that's a day, that's a day. And they're happening in succession. It's very similar to another movie that we watched, Wizard of Speed and Time.
Yes.
And it's the same crazy effect. It's not nearly as beautiful as that movie. I mean, that's like that guy is
You don't think this is as beautiful?
well, what I mean is that guy is a savant when it comes to animation, and he's an animator. He's not, this guy's more of a filmmaker. This guy's using it as a technique
Style. Yeah.
and he's doing it in a crude fashion, but he's giving it the styles and the really grainy black and white. I mean, it just really sells the movie.
It works.
The film, shooting this whole thing on film makes it so awesome. And like,
it wouldn't be that exciting if it was all digital, because then you could like, okay, well, there's probably an algorithm where you can just, or a AI that just hits like, okay, break it up in half a second.
you would cheat. You could cheat like crazy. You could cheat like crazy. And also things like shooting on a subway with a film camera. Does he have permission? I don't know what is going on with permission. I don't know when he's shooting. I don't know.
Doing it. Yeah.
Does he have, now he was a commercial director. Maybe he had permits. I would love to know if he's stealing shots on the subway. I don't know, but every scene is like a nice little 6 to 8 minute long chunk, and then it just goes to another location. And a lot of not short films, but first films are made this way. They just shoot them in order, and you get a little bit of money, you shoot 6 minutes. You get a little bit of money, you shoot 6 minutes. Have you ever seen Hollywood Shuffle?
No.
It's an 80s movie. I used to like it as a kid. It probably has been forgotten about. There's now a Criterion Blu-ray, but this guy,
just not good.
Robert Townsend.
It's been forgotten about. Must suck.
Well, it's kind of dated. Robert Townsend was a black filmmaker in LA. He directed the first Eddie Murphy special,
Ooh.
Raw.
Oh.
Or Delirious. I forget. He directed that because of this. He's friends with Keenen Ivory Wayans. Keenen Ivory Wayans is in the movie. But it's a sketch.
Scary movie?
Yes. It's a sketch comedy film. And you could tell, like, okay, they get a little money, they shoot a sketch. That's how they work. And it takes like a year, right? There's a lot of independent films made this way. And that's what this is. It's the 80s. It's like DIY is becoming a thing.
When did this movie get made? 98 though.
89.
89. Okay.
And yeah, so he's living. A lot of the actors are living with their parents. The lead actor, he lived with his parents. A lot of people are helping out, working on this. Apparently, people were sleeping at the director's apartment and they would get very close to him. And then a lot of people's relationships ended and they moved not on good terms.
What do you mean he'd hook up? He'd fuck him?
I don't know. This was in the audio commentary, and I don't know if he was fucking them, if he was abusing them, if he was making them work too hard, if he was like stealing their money.
Right. Yeah.
I don't know what their beef is. Maybe it was just too intense. Maybe it was too much. These are all me. These are just guesses. I have no idea.
Yeah.
I imagine it was
none of the actors
complete hell making the movie, so that probably was a problem. Like, it
seemed tedious. It seemed very tedious.
Yeah, we don't get paid to do this podcast. Now imagine if I had to make you.
What do you mean we
say every word that I told you to?
What do you mean I wouldn't be here?
And I would like hold the button and be like, okay, Ryan, this is gonna take.
Here, I'll say every word.
All weekend.
But William's got his thumb up like he's pushing a game
Jeopardy.
show, a 1920s game show buzzer. Push it, and I'll say the things that William has scripted.
Push.
Hi, I'm Ryan County speaking on behalf of William, and as William, I'm gay and a dumb gay homo. And I'm
Okay.
mostly sticking gay stuff up my butt, and it's like no disrespect to gay, but I'm doing it wrong. That's
I mean,
William
that's what I wrote. So
Mendoza. That's
thank you.
Hispanic.
Thank you.
That's 75% Hispanic man, William Mendoza
I push a
speaking.
button, you say the word.
P.S.
Push.
This is the word. This whole thing is the word. All right.
Ryan, what I want you to do for the next episode of the podcast is please wear a drill penis.
What do you mean? I've done that on every fucking one. The one I don't wear it on? Jesus Christ. I've been wearing a dildo for the last 72 episodes.
This is a great scene. I mean, look, there's lots of crazy shit in this movie, but the drilled penis is an inspired choice. This is what you want to see when you watch a low budget horror film. The first time I saw this movie, I was on the internet. I was in high school. I was I was on a random website. You go back then we went on this is like late 90s. You go on IMDb, you read reviews. The reviews are on blogs that people made, just their own personal websites. You click around on this website. Oh, it looks interesting. I like Eraserhead. I used to literally go on the Eraserhead IMDb page and just like read the reviews that users wrote. And then I remember I went on one website where a guy gave this movie, Tetsuo the Iron Man, on a scale of 1 to 10 Eraserheads. He gave it 10 Eraserheads.
Hell yeah.
That was his scale for rating movies.
I'd give it 20 Eraserheads because I've never seen Eraserhead, and I have seen this the Iron Man twice.
Now the Iron Man is a Robert Downey Jr. or Anthony
No,
Mackie.
I've seen Tetsuo. I've seen this movie too. This was the second viewing.
I know. I'm just saying now the Iron Man is it's a triathlete, but this is the.
I've never seen Eraserhead.
I would love Robert Downey Jr. to do a remake of Tetsuo the Iron Man.
Who would he play? He'd play the guy with the iron cannon, or with the flamethrower, the rusty boy.
Yeah, he's got that energy. And then for the lead, the nerd,
Ed Norton.
Ooh, Ed Norton would be very good, but he's a little too nerdy. This is speaking of Ed Norton, this is a Fight Club style relationship.
It really is. I didn't understand who was who and what was going on, who was what and what. If the rusty guy was inside the other guy or what.
But did you feel it?
No.
You felt every moment. You felt. You didn't know what was going on, but you felt the emotion.
Oh yeah, I knew something was going on, and I didn't trust it.
So like, I've watched this movie a bunch. Like I said, in high school, I read the review. I bought it on DVD from Amoeba. I was very excited, and the movie delivered. I hadn't seen the movie before. I paid money for a fucking DVD, and when you do that, it better be goddamn good.
Adds value, yeah.
It better fucking be good because you're spending money, and now you have it forever. And if you buy a DVD where
you can maybe pawn it off,
you put it in the DVD player, and you're like, "This sucks. I don't even want to fucking watch it once." Now I own the stupid thing. That was the ultimate bummer. And this would happen with movies like this all the time because Blockbuster wouldn't have them. They weren't on TV. You couldn't go on YouTube to even watch a fucking clip of it. You could only see still pictures on websites, and they were very low res. And you're like, oh man, Tetsuo the Iron Man. I hope this is fucking good because I'm broke.
You paid for it?
I paid cash.
Shit. I got it for free twice.
Oh, I know. Now you could probably go on YouTube.
I mean, I watched this years ago, but yeah, I got it for free that time too.
Luckily, it was even on fucking DVD. That was the nice thing.
It was also
about
playing
DVD.
at the Alamo because they made a sequel. And they didn't they? Look up, they made a sequel to
Yes,
it like
Tetsuo 2,
40
Body
billion
ha-
years later.
Body Hammer, and then Tetsuo 3, The
Never
Bullet
saw it.
Man.
Oh,
The
they made
Bullet
three?
The Bullet Man, which I watched for the I never really watched that. I watched it. It's all the other sequels at first, the first time watching them, I hated them. I was like, fuck this, I hate this. Because they're not a
Does it
man.
pick up?
Well, they're a little more professional. They have more story. They have more
Mm,
characters. They're not sleeping on the floor of the director's house. They're movies made by people, which and it's a job, and he has to get it done. And it's not a fever dream.
right.
It's not like a guy who put literally everything he had in his entire fucking life. It's like an album, like a band makes, their first
Yeah, and
album.
then they got to make a second. So it takes 10 years to make the first album, and then they get popular on that first album, and they go, okay, we need another album next year. They go, well, may take 10 more years.
Now, Tetsuo 2 does have some cool stuff. There's a scene in that movie where a guy is like, that's very cyberpunk. There's a guy with like VR headset, and then behind him is like a tower of televisions with like cables.
Mm,
And if you watch Johnny Mnemonic, it's exactly the same fucking looking set.
concept or what? Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's way more cyberpunk. He has way more money. He's spending money doing different things. And like, I get it. He doesn't want to do the same thing forever.
Right.
But his other movies are cool, especially in the 90s. There's a movie he made called Bullet Ballet that I really like. That's like a taxi driver about a nerd, another nerd who's trying to who gets a gun after being bullied. And now he's like, there's like scenes of him in the mirror holding his gun, like Taxi Driver, but with like cool Japanese rock music playing.
Rock.
And he's like making poses. It's awesome. And then
We should
there's a
watch
movie.
that.
I'm down anytime. And then he has another movie called A Snake of June. This is
Sounds
way.
racist. I
It's
don't know
more.
why, but that feels racist. Snake of June.
It's more pretentious, but it's very cool. It's kind of like a guy stalking a woman, and he's like a pervert. I don't know. I can't remember the plot. It's raining a lot. There's a woman masturbating outside. There's like
Whoa,
it's
whoa,
more
whoa. Lead
it's
with that.
it's more sexual than violent.
Lead with that.
Has a
Sexy
really nice.
Crow is what I heard.
Oh yeah, very. It's not like The Crow. This is kind of like The Crow.
Yeah, it gets confusing because at first you're like, this guy gets infected by this virus and then becomes the worst version of the virus, and then
This could
is
be a
like,
graphic
fuck it,
novel,
I'm
right?
just gonna spread. It is. It's literally Akira.
If I told you like, hey, this is based on a comic, you'd be like, well, yeah, I'm not surprised.
Which one?
But it's not. It's actually
Akira.
original. Well, I mean, it's the same
What
character
was the
name.
comic? It is literally the same cat. Which one came first?
The comic Akira is
Yeah, this is a
way.
straight up.
It's also a monster movie, like The Fly. It's a guy
It's
transforming.
the
It's a
fly.
guy.
And the fly is the Frankenstein, and then the Frankenstein is whatever. There's a billion of the same
The
story.
Invisible Man is a good one because or the werewolf. Those
Hmm.
guys were normal and then they transform into the monster, whereas Frankenstein is a corpse. Well,
Yeah, that's
actually,
what this
Frankenstein is
one.
a
That's
doctor. Wink, wink. Frankenstein's monster is a monster.
is the monster that rapes and pillages, and then is like, I don't know feelings. Sorry, I raped and pillaged.
I mean, Ryan, I'm looking at you. You got a beard. You got a flannel shirt. You got long hair. You're in Austin, Texas.
It's a
You
filter.
first instinct Wolfman, but second instinct vampire. That's what I'm saying.
First
If we're
passion
making it,
for
if we're
me
making a
would
movie,
be first passion for me would be vampire. I go team vampire all day.
you're the kind of vampire who wears sunglasses indoors at a bar,
Mm-hmm. I got a cane.
and you like smoke cigarettes, and you're kind of like, is that a Riddler cane?
It's a
Yes,
Riddler
that's
cane. Yeah, I got canes, buddy. Don't worry about it.
and you kind
Werewolves
of
don't.
and you're like a hothead
Huh?
vampire.
I'm a lazy guy. I still pay real shit rent. I'm not successful. It's been 1,000 years and I haven't groceries are driving me crazy.
That's a great concept for a movie because vampires are always rich. What if a vampire was poor? And think about how
That's what the bit I've been
difficult.
doing my whole life. I can't die. I'm an immortal, and my whole bit is that like
Um,
rent's getting wild, and I should have just opened up a 401k 1,000 years ago, or like the first savings account, and I'd be a billionaire, but I didn't. So it's tough.
it's maybe not a movie. It's a sketch. Let's be honest. Let's not go
It's a
crazy.
sad truth I'm living.
It's a it's a shitty bit on a podcast episode that hey, if you want to make the movie about the poor vampire, fucking knock yourself out. I don't think it's going to be a
Every
huge
vampire
hit.
is poor. They live in old ruins. You ever met a vampire?
A vampire? No.
Yeah, because they're so poor they can't even associate with people. So they're sleeping right now if they exist. Dummies.
They're Dracula. That guy he fucking had a castle,
Yeah, with what? One person? Renfield?
3 whores.
Three?
I'm talking
That's
about
it?
Bram Stoker's Dracula.
Oh.
We never find out where the metal guy in this movie lives. We don't know what's going on. He's like a evil ghost, like a demon. He just sort of appears. He shows up with flowers, which I like.
Yeah.
That's a cool
He's the
touch.
virus or whatever, the contagion.
I think so. From what I understand watching it, the nerd drove a car, ran over him, and then while he was dying,
Yes.
he had sex with his woman on a
No, he
tree.
rolled him into a ditch and she's like, he's still alive. And then she was so horned up about it, they hooked up and he could still, and she goes, he's watching us. And that got her even more stoked.
So it's interesting. It's like The Crow, kind of. But what he
Yeah.
instead of killing him, he turns him into the same thing he is, a monster,
Well, he didn't, yeah. He
which
didn't
is kind of
know. They
cool.
both were infected.
Frankenstein should turn Dr. Frankenstein into a Frankenstein monster.
He should rip him apart and put him back together. That would be insane, actually, if he like physically rips him apart to death and then puts him back together, and then Frankenstein's Dr. Frankenstein.
But his parts are all fucked up, like his head's in his
He
ass
puts
and
he puts his right on his left, his head in his ass, his right
his
foot on his right hand.
his
Yeah,
penis.
no, he's just goofing.
But that's what happens. Chewbacca does that to C-3PO in Empire Strikes Back.
That's yeah, yeah. If that happened to Dr. Frankenstein, that would have
He
been
put
a
his head on
brilliant movie. That
backwards
would
and
have
he's
been
like,
brilliant.
"Oh
You know,
dear."
he goes, teach me how to build human. It would
He's
make
right.
sense, and it would be a double moral situation. Don't bring the dead to life,
Yeah, because they'll then do that to
because then
you.
they'll kill you and make you less alive after you
But he
come back from the dead.
we gotta think. I gotta check my notes, see what do we got
Oh,
in
you
this
have
movie?
notes?
Oh yeah, the lady who chases him, she's a lot like him. She has glasses, she's like a nerd.
She looks like it. Yeah.
There's a great scene after that sequence. Now there's another woman. Now this woman is named like Kie Fujiwara or something. She's a she's like the other creative mind behind this movie. She ended up becoming a director. I haven't watched her movies yet, but she has this one called Organ that's like a gross body horror movie that looks kind of cool. Apparently, she and Shinya Tsukamoto aren't on good terms anymore, so I don't know the backstory. But did he
You
rape
should
her with
text them, see what happens.
did he
See
rape her
why.
with a drill dough? I don't know. He
Was
could.
there rape or no?
I'm not saying it. So this lady shows up, and there's a cool scene where she has a big dick dildo.
Snaky thing,
That's
vacuum.
it's like a tube. It's like, yeah, it's like a vacuum tube or like an elephant trunk. And then the
Yeah.
Tetsuo guy's bent over and he's like, "Oh no, don't rape me." And then she like sticks it up his ass. But then later on, he in real life in the movie becomes metallic, and then he drills her with his drill penis and kills her, which is just
But he's chasing her and she runs and runs and then she accepts it and like sits on it. It's very, she like sedates him and then sits on it to death. She kills herself. It's
yeah,
weird.
it's a very Japanese thing. Like, okay, I want to be raped and I died. They love suicide over there. It's just the bee's knees.
Dildo suicide? You
Well,
look like a damn Sith Lord right now. Your microphone thing has like a little cord coming off
because I look so healthy and alive.
about right here, probably, or here. No, there's like a flip cord. There's a cord that's not getting blurred out. And it looks like you got a Frankenstein plug coming out of your neck. Do you not see it?
Yeah, the emperor.
Yeah.
I'm looking. The emperor looks good. Thanks.
No, the cord. You don't see the. Never mind.
This whole metal thing sticking out with the microphone, or like I'm Darth Vader.
Yeah. Because the
Darth Vader's
microphone
looking
is
good.
blending right. No, you're looking like a Darth Frankenstein.
Darth Vader's looking good, dude. At the end
And
of that
that's
shit.
another Frankenstein.
Return of the Jedi. He's looking
Hayden?
when you take
You
that mask
fucking
off.
Hayden?
Oh, I'm talking whoever that weird actor is, not James Earl Jones.
Hayden. The kid?
What
Oh, you're talking about episode 1 with the child that plays Anakin Skywalker. That
talking
little
about?
boy?
No, I'm talking about episode six.
You're talking about that little boy?
You think I look like Attack of the Clones, Hayden, with my hood?
No, I think you look like you are chasing that little boy down.
But I am that little boy, a Sith Lord. Or are you saying I'm Darth Maul?
Now I'm trying to call you a pedophile in the Star Wars universe. You're chasing that
Oh
little boy
yeah,
down.
this kid's a Jedi. He's got great Jedi skills.
Come into my van or
Let's
spaceship.
be honest. They have child slaves in episode 1 that they just buy and sell no problem, right? So
Hell yeah.
it's like Afghanistan. It's a very,
But this one was a white human. So we gotta save it.
and he was cheap. His mom is broke as shit.
And they still had to gamble. That's how cheap the Jedi are. And that's why I don't fuck with religion.
Oh yeah, lots of midichlorians in this one. I'm definitely gonna have to buy him.
Oh, I could fill this guy up with some midichlorian.
Money? No, I don't have any money. How about the kid does a extremely intense race?
Right.
Imagine, guys. I don't know if you've
Buy your own freedom, kid.
I don't know if you've ever seen episode 1, but it is a implausible film.
No, it's plausible. It's all made up.
Look, lady, I want to buy your kid, but he needs to win the NASCAR race this weekend against professional drivers, like
That's in our universe.
cutthroat aliens, international.
Would not be NASCAR, it'd be F1.
F1's not really an American thing, but
F1 looks more it is in Austin.
but it's as dangerous as a flying fucking
yeah, exactly. That's why I'm
jet
saying F1 is
engines.
more pod
Yeah.
racer than
Fun.
NASCAR.
They're just pure engines. So it's like a little kid in an F1 race car, probably the most difficult race track.
No, man, this
and
is going
vehicle.
this is going on in Florida right now, and kids are doing this on jet skis, and they're calling it pod racer, and it's just 5 years old. They just tape their hands to the jet ski and then thrust the throttle, and they just zip around in circles.
Ernest goes to jail last week, and Ernest does have that Southern thing of like, I'm going to just take like the biggest machine thing I got a deal Like, I heard a story about a guy who bought a uh like a air conditioning unit you would have in a Walmart, something very, very large, and then he hooked it up to his house. And it seemed like a very southern redneck kind of thing to do. Like, hey, I got a good, yeah, I got the Walmart's AC unit. It's hooked up to my house. Feel how cold it is.
It'll work.
It
This will
works.
definitely be fine.
Yeah. Put this kid on a little engine and have him go around in a circle.
What happened?
Like,
He got shocked?
did he end up like Ernest? Did he get shocked? Did he become
Yeah,
magnetized?
or why'd you it did work?
It worked, but that's like a very, I feel like that's a redneck thing, like Ernest thing.
That
Like,
sounds like a smart thing. If it worked, it's cheaper.
exactly. But it's not, LA, California, New York. It's like, you have to be a yuppie. You have to be like, oh, if I'm going to do a change to my house, because everything's so expensive.
Oh, yeah. Well, you do
It's
the same thing, just figure out how to do it on a granite scale or
Property
whatever
Brothers.
whatever. Yeah.
They're like, okay, so we got this AC unit from the Walmart and we're hooking up to the trailer
But
in the
we're gonna
trailer
have
park.
we're gonna bedazzle the hell out of this sucker to make it look fancy.
I got this man over here. We're going to add a little
Yeah,
drill
but
penis.
if you're like an LA person, you're not looking for efficiency. You're looking for flex
Resale.
ability. Oh,
Resale
people
value.
flex.
Yeah, like showing off, keeping up with the Joneses.
Right. Actually, exactly.
I'm not doing this for myself. I'm doing this to show my status. That's why everybody in LA drives like,
Yeah, but you're also doing what you're doing. You're exactly doing what you think. It's like you are showing your status. Have a little discrepancy. Because I'm about to rob you at like, what the fuck are you doing walking? Like, you look stupid.
exactly. I got my little car. I'm rich. Rob me.
You're describing your entire personality through the materials you have bought. And I don't, it's bizarre.
This happens all the time in West Hollywood, which is right by, not very far from South Central and other gang neighborhoods.
There's
You know,
gangs in California?
they will. You ever heard of gangsta rap?
The rapper Gangsta Rap? Yeah, he just put a new song out with Drake.
I was thinking about this is a way to connect this back to Tetsuo. So this movie is 34 years old, came out in 1989. That back then rap sounded like Sir
It's not true,
Mix-a-Lot,
but I
My
know
Posse.
a hop, a hip it to the
No,
hip
no,
it to
no, no,
the
no. That's
hip hop.
earlier. But this is like My Posse on Broadway. Boom, boom, boom. Or like Will Smith. It's a
Yeah.
very on beat kind of rap. Rap has advanced so much. This movie, it doesn't feel stuffy like that. Some of the music from that period. This movie
No, it
feels,
was like clean, smooth,
and that's something
uncomfortable. Like it made you uncomfortable when you were supposed to be putting metal rods in the legs, popping metal pimples, and then it would be art. Yeah, it's great.
do we have anything else to say? I mean, it's such a short movie. I don't want to make this a long episode. I would love to make this a
No,
short.
I'm
So
ready to go.
ratings, I give it 5 stars. I mean, come on, this movie delivers. You have to see
I would say five. I
you
would
have to
also say five.
you have to see this movie. If you like cool movies, watch this fucking movie.
Yes.
It's
106 minutes, 107 minutes,
no
something like
no,
that.
67 minutes. One
Oh,
hour
then
and seven.
I watched all the credits.
It's a 67-minute long movie. It's basically a short film. Like, watch it, love it, live it. We cannot make this
On
episode longer than the fucking movie.
You're right. And I will if I don't think anybody that listens to this is it's a live action anime is what it feels and like a trippy Devil Cry Baby. What I don't even know what I'm saying. Just watch it. It's 5 out of 5. Suck my ass.
God's good.
It's no cars.
Oh, geez. I like this new bit where Adam's not here and you shit on him the last minute. I mean, what's the lesson? Okay, quick, what's the lesson? The lesson
The
is
lesson is you could have a few more peel outs in the movie. There's not enough cars peeling out.
I
There's
think
no
it would be
peel out.
cool if Tetsuo the Iron Man
Oh
went
my!
to a small town and he learned a lesson about being the number one racer and how
He. I will
there's
say there was one major peel out, and it's the final scene of the movie where he turns into a fucking motorcycle tandem motorcycle sex duo with the Rust guy. He's like so he does peel out. That's the final
the
scene is
giant
in,
dick.
in
I mean,
Tetsuo the Iron Man. The final scene is him peeling
we
out
have to
in the
talk
credits.
about the fact that they had a giant dick and they just drive it around Tokyo.
Oh, they are the giant dick. He's
Yes,
absorbed
they
everything, like, and they're trying to absorb the whole city, but that's where they're at.
plus and the guy on top has a little gun. It looks like an NES zapper, like a fake little gun. What are you
Uzi
gonna do
thing,
with
yeah,
that?
it's clearly fused with some. It's wild. But
In
so
Tetsuo
I
2,
take back what I said. There is the peel out in this movie. The peel out game in this movie is pretty sick.
Tetsuo 2, there's a tank, which is pretty awesome. It's a fake tank, but you know, it
They
could do some
become a
real
metal
damage.
tank.
Maybe he had wanted it to be a tank. I don't know what he didn't
I
get.
think that's what they were implying, but it's
Yeah.
like a budget thing, is what it looks like.
So it's like a little gun, but they're ready to take over the world. That's us, Ryan. We're combined. We've had
Yeah,
gay
you're the
sex.
little rusty guy coming up into my ass. You're the little pimple on my ass.
You're the nerd, bitch.
Exactly. I'm the main tank, and you're the little pimple on my ass that your rusty ass thought you could destroy me with a flamethrower.
Apparently, at the end of the movie, no one was working on it anymore except for the two lead actors. The director is playing the rusty metal guy, and then the actor guy. And so when they're fighting at the end, they're just shooting each other. Apparently,
Oh, that's good.
it's basic. Imagine if like your job was you and this like insane guy that had pushed everybody else away, and you and him were
And he
making
goes,
a
"All
movie
right,
where
hey,
you just have
film this,
violent
film this.
violent cyberpunk gay sex. And you're
Hey,
like,
film this."
he shoots
Wait,
fucking in the ass frame
you're
by
the filmer.
frame. He's like, I have to stick it in 1 millimeter in more. I mean,
Wait,
they
but
don't.
you're the filmmaker. What do you mean? He goes, "Hey, just run around." Okay, perfect. Now film me running around.
Yeah.
Perfect. Now here, I'll film you. Okay, now you film me. And he's like, "Wait a minute, am I directing this movie now?" I got camera op credits on the movie I was in because I filmed a VHS like 30 seconds worth of footage in the whole movie. And so I'm camera op
What movie?
C,
What movie is that, Ryan? Let's plug.
home free. It's called Home Free. But
You are the lead actor in the movie, which is awesome. Ryan is the lead actor in a movie called Home Free.
there's
It's a
not
low
enough
budget.
nudity.
It's an
That's
independent
it.
film. I don't want to say low budget. It's an independent film. I mean,
It's
you've
not low
already
budget. It's
you
most
went to a
definitely independent, but we had a too big of a budget.
you've already met Kevin Smith because the movie went to a Kevin Smith film festival.
Mm-hmm.
He
Now we're
made
going.
he made a movie where he had sex with you, which is cool. You were
Yeah, I
cameraman.
was dead in a. He asked me to play dead in a bathroom, gas station bathroom.
He played Silent Bob. No dialogue needed. But yeah, you're going to another film festival in New York with this movie, Home Free.
Union
Everybody,
Square. Yeah,
Union Square in San Francisco. Holy
you heard
shit,
of it?
dude.
Have you heard of this?
I've heard of Union Square in San
Getting a free flight, and
Francisco.
that's what I. There's a Union Square in San Francisco.
Is there a Union Square? There's a Times Square.
This is on the Union Square, and it's funny because it's a
I don't even
rounded
know.
neighborhood.
New York
Dances
City's
with Films Festival is what it's on. Sure.
New York City is a great place if you love spending so much money to do just the most basic little
Where do you live?
necessities. Los
Where do you live?
Angeles,
Shut the fuck up, you dummy.
New York. Oh,
Do you go to an office to work?
I'm here. I've been in this room for 3 years.
Move that room to a different state and do the same work and
I don't want to.
double your money.
I've never been to another state besides California and New York. I don't know what they're like.
You weirdo.
What
That's
am
why
I?
you're such a dingus.
Hey, look, I'm
That's
looking
why
at
you're definitely. That's why you're definitely the rusty boy.
I'm looking at Austin, Texas. The prices
Mhm.
are coming down, but it's almost like LA prices.
Yeah, it has been. Every place has been like LA for a minute.
It's devastating what's happened to this country. Joe Biden, he's the Tetsuo the Iron Man. He is spending our money. He's printing it. He's going crazy. Only Donald Trump, the rusty metal guy. If him and Joe Biden became a giant cock, I would I would vote for that. You would vote for that. Everybody would vote for that. It would save
No, I
America.
wouldn't, but I would be like I just wouldn't vote, but I'd be like, okay.
Come on,
But
man. Imagine his face on the
just
balls.
all of a sudden he's just showing up and he's a little bit more metal every time. Biden is just shows up to the podium and he puts his hand up and it's just like a bunch of lug nuts and
Remember
shit.
when he's like
just scrap metal. No, I don't remember when he's
when
like,
he goes,
I don't even pay
I
attention.
feel great at the end of Tetsuo. And that's just Biden's face and
yeah.
like a big set of metallic
It
balls.
zooms out and he's inside of.
And Trump is the head of the cock with the little gun.
God damn.
That's what we got to do. We got to merge. That's the cyberpunk idea. In the future, we're all going to be online together. It's happened.
It's already happening. It's not happening with our podcast, but it'd be sick if we would all just merge and get a bunch of.
Adam is happy. Adam got a PS5. He's never coming back.
Yeah, Adam's merging his dingus into his wife and making more babies.
He's always having babies now. And then
playing PlayStation. He literally he's just a donor while he's not here. He's just getting banged and having babies and then playing Spider-Man 2. Every time I know this guy, he's playing Spider-Man.
I like to check in on Adam's letterbox account every once in a while. His last vlogged movie was Monsters Inc. He gave it 4.5 stars.
For real? His kids of age. His first kids of that age, I guess. I don't know.
Scary movie. Tetsuo the Iron Man can't be in Monsters Inc. I mean, come on. We're going to scare a kid. Show him that drill penis.
Oh, why can't he? He can spare an hour.
You know? Billy Crystal has a big old green drill penis and his one-eyed monster.
The first thing that comes through the closet door is a drill dough. An attached peg drill.
I fucking hate Pixar movies. I mean, I used to love them as a kid, but God, they're
good.
The city. I never want to see another fucking city of just happy-go-lucky monsters, or the new one. They're like it's like a fire and a water ball, and they own a convenience store. It's like, well, we're just an immigrant. We're made out of fire. We have our little convenience store. We're immigrants, and you're just like,
they're Indian.
What the fuck? This is so fucking lame. Like, imagine
if, but it's for kids.
Bugs Bunny's like, I just got off the boat from Poland and now I'm trying to make it a go.
Yeah, they're for kids to accept other people.
And then Elmer Fudd's like, I'm rich. I don't like poor immigrants. It's woke.
It is woke.
It's woke. It's called the woke mind virus, people. Elon Musk, he's the only one who can save us from Tetsuo, the woke mind virus,
Bunny
man.
was woke as fuck, man. Would you not fuck female bugs?
Hey, I don't know about you, but I always thought female Bugs Bunny was kind of attractive.
I didn't even know the difference for a second. I was like, oh, he's got a sister? Whenever she popped up, I go, oh, he's got a sister. I'm gonna fuck that bunny.
Hey, look at that gay bunny in lipstick. All right, we
Look at
gotta
that
end the
sexy.
episode.
Well, anyways, Adam's the gay bunny, and he doesn't
He's at
hop
home.
around enough.
He's got lipstick. I'm a Daffy Duck guy. I like Daffy Duck personally. I
No,
think.
you're a freaking dildo.
Okay, well, thank you. I guess. Goodbye.